Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, I'm gonna go over a fun topic here. Who are the top 7 legendaries in the game that you'd want to start your account out with? Dive deep, battle peek into Season 3 of Dragonheir Silent Gods. There's a ton of new heroes, new damage types, and new elemental synergies. The bosses even have some new challenges. We will have a ton of exciting events to come. Be sure to download via Android, iOS, Mac, PC, Steam, or Epic Games if you haven't already, and use the promo codes on the screen. Join us. Alright, so this topic, and 7 specifically, comes from a fellow player in my Discord who had a fun question for me. And I talked about it there a little, just briefly, but I thought it'd be fun to make a video on it and then talk about why these heroes I think are just amazing to have at the starter of any account, if you could. So this is like an ideal scenario. Here it is. It said, if you had to start over, but you get to start with 7 Legos of your choice on day 1, which 7 Legos would you choose? It's such a good question, right? It's so fun, because there's so many cool characters in this game now. I'm going to include everything up to Season 3. I think this really gives a good insight into which heroes I find extreme high value in, and which ones I can't imagine my account without, or really wish I had. There's got to be some that I don't have as well, right? I mean, there's so many I want that I don't have. Oh my goodness, let's just not. The icy couple, oh, there's so many cool people. And yeah, lots that I have that I just can't imagine not playing without. So here we go. Let's do the thing, guys, right? Let's do it. So this list is going to be a personal list, right? But it's also going to be good advice. I hope this list can help people to just get some insight into some of these heroes and why they're so key for an account. I might do the same thing with epics and rares as well. I'll decide that a little later, but I think I just kind of want to pretend we get to start our account with everyone that's in the game up to through Season 3, and you get to pick your 7 legendaries, and who would be the people that are the anchors of your account that you want to build teams around, or that's going to be able to carry you, or be a key role in almost every dungeon, or in Vortex, etc. Who are going to be those people? So, my first pick was actually starting with, let's start with the 2 people I don't have out of the 7. There's 2 people I don't have. So, first up, let's go to Mithrasia. So, I actually had Rose as in this spot, but as soon as I read my list off to Odd1 Gaming, my husband, he was like, "You mean no, Mithrasia over Rose." I'm like, you know what, you're right. Rose, I have other people in my lineup here of heroes that would get me some of the other bases that Rose covers, but no one else covers Mithrasia's role. She's really special. So she's got a Captain Aura, HP by 30% in all battles, really great. When an ally takes fatal damage, grants immortality for 5 seconds and 1 stack recover over time to that ally. So this is huge for pushing through early content when you're not really ready for it. Like, this passive alone makes you be able to do like Grave of Venom with your tank not getting 1 shot in the first 3 seconds. That passive alone is just so clutch. So she's amazing to start out an account with, or to push with an affinity, because she's going to keep giving you, other amazing support as well. But this is just huge. This is allowing you to do content you're really not even ready for, because this passive is going to give you enough time to keep your tank alive and then either heal them, put a shield on them, protect them with something else, whatever, afterward if needed as well. Plenty of time just by that proccing. So it's a really, really cool passive. Her battle skill heals all allies within range by max HP and enlightenment, and recovery over time. So this is like Elminster's battle skill, but this is what I really wanted for Elminster. Take a look at this. Her Inspiration 1 actually extends her battle skill to the entire range of the battlefield. That is huge for this character. Like, that's amazing. So she gets a full board heal on a battle skill if you get 1 inspiration. That's what I wanted for Elminster so bad. But yeah, really amazing battle skill. And then of course she has resurrection on at death. She's a reviver as well. And they have really solid ultimate energy when they are resurrected, and debuff immunity as well. So she can be your debuff preventer in content too. So she kind of fulfills a lot of roles, top tier support, and definitely a top 7 legendary in the game that if you could choose who to have on your account, she should probably be one of them. All right, the next one that I don't have is one I've wanted for forever, since definitely from season 1 when he first came out, Gulend. Another support. Supports are key here. You're going to notice I'm going to be choosing supports mostly because that's what you really need. But he's also a DPS. He's good. I'll show you why. So he's got accuracy in arena, whatever. I don't really need that right now. I don't really care too much about arena. He is amazing for arena, but he's great for PvE as well. So you're going to see his passive here. Chance of inflicting charm and heal reduction, or accuracy penalty as well. And then the stun here is simple, whatever. A little stun on his battle skill, okay. He also steals ultimate energy and heals himself. So that's pretty cool. But it's all about this ultimate. This is why Gulend is so good. He does it all. So he has 720% AoE damage full board. Solid, not insane, but it's full board, but really, really great. You could still throw some playing cards and crazy crit damage on him and wipe and smack with a full board if you really wanted to. But it's this attack penalty too for 10 seconds full board, dispels all debuffs from all allies and heals them. Not just 1 or 2, all debuffs. And then, yeah, extra healing here. So he's just a monster support hero, and I have been wanting him on my account from the beginning for sure. He was a most wanted. He still is. I do not have him yet. I would absolutely love to start with this character. He's going to be a huge carry. I mean, it's really cool here too that he has this extra heal. It's only a target max HP heal, but you can give him, depending on how you use him, if you used him in something like Vortex, you might actually give him something that makes his heals bigger, so he can be a main healer, but his target max HP is kind of meh. But when you cleanse the debuff, he's going to heal a little bit more, so that's really nice too. Not so bad, but I love this attack penalty that can be timed with a nice ultimate here, and damage, and heal, like and cleanse. He just literally does everything. Love, love, love that hero. All right, next up, onto the heroes I do have. So let's go back up to the top to our fire heroes here. But I'm going to go with Cinderella as someone I now can not imagine my account without. So this is in no particular order for our 7. This is number 3, Cinderella. He is a beast. Attacked by 45% in City of Trial, so that's Fey Meander and Pillar of Trial. That definitely comes in handy. His heals are based on attack, so again, that definitely comes in handy. His passive is insane. He can keep up attack penalties so well. When a hero's skill hits an enemy, a 50% chance, up to 75% chance of inflicting attack penalty 2 on them, which cannot be resisted. He does not need accuracy. Also, when he uses a skill to heal an ally, the hero himself is granted healing. So that's amazing. But his attack penalty can stay up pretty much the whole fight, no matter what you're doing, and it's awesome. His battle skill here is 3 fireballs, simple basic damage, but then boom, also healing the ally with the lowest HP based on his attack. More heals, more support. And then this is what I love here. 760% full board, attack all enemies, and heal all allies. We're not even looking at this part. This looks like he just does single target damage. Nope. This is selects an ally, dispels all debuffs from them, and grants him invincibility. That's 1. He cleanses 1 hero and puts invincibility on them for 5 seconds. When that wears off, he does full board damage, just like that Gulend. and heals all allies by 500% of attack. He does monster heals. I love putting like the organ pipe on him, so he helps enable the whole team by having a ton of attack, and then his heals are big as well. But you can do so many things with this character. You can give him an artifact that gives him more healing. You could do so much. He's just really, really good. Or like I actually, in Arena, I put my playing cards on him because he does full board damage, and well, it's really fun to watch that delay where the enemies just fall over dead because the 5 seconds ticked after the invincibility, and well, they're dead. Really, really, really love him. He's a top tier, probably one of the best, if not the best, Season 3 hero for sure. Next up, I'm going to go over to Ogok here. He is a support hero that is proving more and more use every season. Ogok is a top want for Season 3. I used him heavily in Season 1 and Season 2, honestly, so I can't imagine not having this character. It's all about his ultimate, but his other skills are pretty good as well. He brings a resistance aura by 50 in all battles. That can come in clutch in some key areas where you really need some resistance just to squeak by, like in Fae or even Flame Domain, depending on the season. If he's part of it, even if he is part of the synergy with Flame, like Season 1, with Fire, you can still get away with using him as the cleanser. You gotta make sure he can stay alive, that's about it, and you're good to go. But yeah, really, really good. Aura passive, when healing an ally, dispels one debuff from them. And this is how he's a cleanser with his ultimate. So his battle skill is just damage that bounces, also heals, and then attack penalty 2 as well with his battle skill, which is, we all know that's one of the most important debuffs in the game. And this ultimate, so summons a totem, grants immortality to all allies for 5 seconds. And then heals them after the delay of 5 seconds, which also means he dispels a debuff because of his passive. So this is really cool because you can proc like the immortality right before a boss does like an ultimate. Boom, you're not going to die. And then if you had any debuffs on you or something, like if they make you lose health, well, it's okay, you're going to heal. Or if you were close to death, because of that big hit, but you had immortality, you're going to immediately heal right back up after that 5 seconds is over. He's just such a good healer, cleanser, and support hero. He's also part of the unkillable team, as we would call it, with Zephy, to be able to keep proccing like immortality or invincibility on heroes to allow them to stay alive when they really shouldn't. So really, really top tier. And yeah, definitely one of the best characters I've pulled. Alright, now we're going to go to our Ardreth. This is a fun one because, well, you can guarantee you get her. If you are in Season 1 or Season 2 and you haven't got to the point of getting Ardreth yet, this is a must get. Like, I don't care if you save all season just to make sure you get her, and you barely get anybody else, she's worth it. Kidding, not kidding. If you spend money, she's absolutely worth spending a little extra money on to make sure you get her if you can't do enough damage. Technically, you could get Ardreth by doing no summons, or Uteor, or the new Eladiah coming up. If you do really, really well in the damage side of things versus the chief challenges. So that is possible. But or do only low summons, like 20 summons, instead of like crazy amounts. But she's absolutely worth doing 40 summons or 60 summons for. You're gonna get stuff along the way, and you're gonna get her. She's so good. But she has a defense in all battles by 30, which I use all the time. Her passive, after the battle starts, the hero gains a stack of blessing every 5 seconds. This buff is permanent and cannot be dispelled up to 10 stacks. When the hero's blessing reaches 10 stacks, they grant 10 stacks to all allies. So this is increased defense and resistance by 30% increased defense, 100 increased resistance to all allies after she gains her 10 stacks. That's so good. It takes a little bit to start, but it's totally amazing and really, really helps for survivability overall. Her battle skill heals the ally with the lowest HP and grants them defense up. When this skill is cast on a target below 50% HP, the healing will be increased by 30% and reduces the recharging time for the next target. And then we have her ultimate, which of course is also great, which enhances the hero, her for 10 seconds, increasing all allies' healing received by 50% in the duration, and increasing the hero's basic attack. So she's a healing booster, but she's not a full board healer. Keep in mind, guys, like this is not heals all allies. This is just enhances all allies' healing received. So she's not always great as the only healer. Like, you're going to want someone else to pair with her, especially in something like Vortex. She's not going to be your only healer or you're going to struggle. So keep that in mind. While she seems like a healer, she's not only a healer and she can't be the only healer in most cases. Let's see. When enhanced, though, it grants, or each of the hero's basic attacks grants the ally with the lowest HP healing and chance of dispelling a debuff. 100% chance. So she does dispel a debuff from someone with her ultimate there as well, but again, it's a single target heal, plus healing enhancement. But it might not sound as good as it really is, but trust me, it's insane for the survivability of your battles. Like in Vortex, all of my stuff has been better with her in the team instead of the Unkillable. We last a lot longer than we do with Unkillable. Unkillable only goes to 150 stacks. That's it. And then after that, you're kind of like where she can take you to 210, 300 stacks if you're lucky. Like she can do crazy stuff. Okay, maybe not 300 on Vortex 4 for most people, but yeah, it's pretty bonkers watching your survivability with her in the team. Really, really top tier hero and absolutely worth going out of your way to make sure you get her. Totally worth it. And next, I actually changed my mind. So when I told the person my top 7 list, I said Flora because she's amazing single target versus Vortex, and she's really great to build a team around her. But we kind of have a replacement of someone who's a little bit more versatile in other content besides Flora. Now, Flora, I still think 100% top tier Vortex Season 1. Season 2, she drops off a bit, but Season 3, she's back again, especially if you get the exclusive artifact, which I do not have. But I'm actually changing my mind, and I'm going to say Rook over Flora. We see the potential of Rook, especially with his exclusive artifact, but he brings the same type of Flora level damage where it's all about being, I guess, kind of enabled by others and does a ton of damage based on corrosion on the enemy. It's kind of like, you know, people proccing wild with Flora. They're kind of similar in that sense of building a team around them. He ignores enemy shield. Ooh, you know, it's like, but this is the thing. All of this extra, all this extra damage, everything here is really, I don't know, better for other content besides Vortex as well than Flora. So Rook here, he casts the spell 3 times, hits with an AoE once, so he does for once for every blah 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 corrosion on the target. So this again, this is based on how much corrosion is on the target. So you can use other lower tier heroes like really solid epics or maybe even a rare to enable him to do damage just like you can with Flora. But he just does better in other content. Again, that's the big thing. I think he's a king of Vortex now. Absolutely. He's really, really good there. He even brings an attack by 30% in all battles aura. And yeah, I mean, the damage that he can pump out because of this doesn't sound like much when you just read it, but it's actually insane. And I think this is just better potential overall for the end game once you get adding all the stacks of all the bonuses from the Psychic Core and all of that. I think Rook might be a little bit better option. He could be the main DPS in a lot of the dungeons. And yeah, I don't actually have Rook, so my list got a little bit out of order there with the heroes I have versus heroes I don't have. But that's because I changed my mind. I thought he deserved to dethrone Flora for now, but that doesn't mean Flora is not almost as good or potentially there as a similar hero that can build a team around very easily for Vortex. I think he's just a little bit better if you only have like one hero with him versus Flora, who like needs two other heroes with her to be able to shine. He can actually hang pretty well as a main DPS in other content where she struggles a bit. I think that's kind of where I lie, but yeah, Rook is gonna go in my list. Why not? Alright, and last, I'm gonna go with someone who's been my favorite since I got him, Dristo Erden. I can't imagine my account without him. I mean, I love him. He's so versatile. He's a melee damage dealer. He can smack. He hits 6 times. His Guinevere's hits are separate than him. Really cool. He's amazing for Witch's Remains or a stun set if you want to use him for that. He can be a tank and he survives really well if you put a bunch of defense and HP on him too, or just like a defense chest but still build him for damage. He doesn't have to be the person applying frost. He can be the person that's just doing more damage because they're under frost. And yeah, he has this summon who acts as like a whole nother tank. Guinevere is like having a whole nother hero on your account. She lasts very well and she's just amazing. I use him in so much content as kind of a tank situation or just as in another distraction, but also just as a main DPS. He brings a crit damage by 30% in all battles aura, which is awesome. I love Drist. I'm so glad I was able to get him and get him maxed out. Now, I do have a full Inspiration 5 Drist, and that is part of why he's so good on my account. Would I still say he's a top love as a DPS if I didn't have that? I don't know. I think so, though. I really do, because Guinevere just adds a whole nother element that allows for some distraction. Like in Grave of Venom, she's like having another hero as a distraction for the tank to help soak up some of those initial hits, which is huge. And anywhere else, like she's just another tank, and she's a good summon. She's how summons should be. They should survive, not just die within a couple hits or within one shot of a vortex. But yeah, really good. And Frost is a really fun synergy. There's so many good Frost heroes that you could pair with him to enable him to do more damage. There's lots of epics and rares that are great in Frost, not just legendaries. So again, another hero that can be a main DPS on a team or the only DPS on a team and really carry you through a ton of content. But yeah, there's my list, guys. I think that kind of gives a good variety of heroes that cover all the bases of what you're going to need on an account. I think there's a variety of heroes good for bosses or good for waves, and heroes that can support for multiple affinities and just cover all the important roles that you're really going to need to get through the dungeons. So I think if I could start my account with those 7 heroes, I think you would be in insanely good setup. And obviously it's all hypothetical and just for fun, but yeah, I hope this was a fun conversation for you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you haven't already, be sure to download Dragonheir Silent Gods now using the link in the description or the pinned comment. It's available on Android, iOS, Mac, PC, Steam, and Epic Games.